What's up, guys? I came across an interesting question on Reddit the other day. It's the Reddit stand-up thread, and somebody asked the question, am I too old to start stand-up comedy? So I thought I would take today to answer that question. I was by no means young when I started. I started when I was 26 years old, and in the comedy scene I know people that started much sooner, and a part of me always thinks, oh, I wish I was like that person and started when I was 16, 17 years old. If I only had started then I would be the bigger, better comedian that I would have dreamed of. But I've noticed that it's not so simple, and let me explain why. So when it comes to professional sports or athletes, there's only a certain time period in their youth when you can really maximize your potential to excel at that sports. But stand-up comedy is not the same. Stand-up comedy is more like fine wine, where the older that you get and the more experiences that you have under your belt, it actually makes you a stronger comedian. It allows you to know who you are, get a better sense of what you like, what you dislike, and also you've just experienced life much longer. You may have experienced more relationships, gotten married, and this is all extra stories, much more ammo for jokes, which might be much more advantageous than someone that's starting off when you were 15, 16, where all you're doing is, dick and fart jokes, right? So in that way, I believe being older might have its pluses. Now, one thing that starting younger has is time, right? And those obligations and fiscal responsibilities. When you're much older, you may have a corporate job, you may have a family, and comedy is a very demanding activity. It requires a lot of time to get better, a lot of nights, getting on stage, hitting the open mics and writing jokes. So if you have responsibilities like a family to take care of or a job that you have to get to in the morning, to juggle all of this can be very, very difficult, but not impossible. So it's up to you to determine where you are in your life, what type of workload that you have, and really, if you want to become a professional stand-up comedian, then you have to delve headfirst. And I learned that a few years ago when I quit my day job to really focus on this full time. So it's not necessarily the age, but the amount of responsibilities that you have, and because comedy is something that will take up a lot of your time. But ultimately, it's all about output. Even if you're a young comedian where you're 17, 18, 19 years old and you're just doing the same material over and over again and you're not writing new material and you're just staying stagnant, compared to an older gentleman who's churning out new material, getting better, getting more stage time, it's only a matter of time where, no matter what age you are, you're going to get passed up by the person that works harder. So it's not necessarily about how old you are, but how hungry you are and how much are you willing to put in the work. Of course, if you are younger, you do have more energy, less responsibilities to hit the stage and produce more work. But that's not to say because you're older doesn't mean that you cannot do the same thing. My advice to you, if you are wondering if you are too old to start stand-up comedy, I would say no, definitely not. I would start right away. And there was a time period where I wish I had started sooner, but now I'm glad I started when I did, because it's part of my journey. And at least I took the leap of faith to go for it, because I know that if I had not started back then, I would still be kicking myself in the butt today. So for those of you guys who are out there, that are wondering if I should do it, I would say definitely go for it. Read some books on stand-up comedy, watch a lot of stand-up comedy, try writing some jokes, and test it on your friends, right? Test it on your friends. And I know right now it's quarantine, so there's digital Zoom open mics that you can go to. Check out freemics.com, and I would say delve in and really pursue after your dreams, because if you don't, you're going to be sad. There you have it, guys. It's never too old to start stand-up comedy. Rodney Dangerfield, what made it when he was, over 40 years old. So if he can do it, you can do it. It's not an easy task. It's going to be hard. There's going to be a lot of bumps in the road. But if it's really your dream, it's your duty, it's your responsibility to chase after it. So I would say go for it. So if you guys liked the video that you saw here today, and if you guys want more stand-up comedy tips, advice, or just here for laughter and you want to see me do stand-up comedy, you can click on one of these videos. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you!